Okay. Hi. This is that old nigga again, coming to you live. Uh, Speaking about having a positive self a- attitude about oneself. You know, here's one of my positive affirmations is that my special mandate is to create reality from thought through vision. I got to look at myself. As a good with a good positive mental attitude because I got enough enemies out there already trying to tear me down. You know, people from all the other races and people from my own race. You know, the competition out here is fierce, and if if I'm thinking that I'm going to become a winner, I need to put that within my own self. I need to say these things. It's like, here's one. Today I go forth with a winning attitude. Today I go forth with a successful attitude. And today I go forth with a money making attitude. I need to have this within my own self, my own point of view of myself, looking at me winning, looking at me being a success, not a failure. Uh, like I said before, I was homeless, man, for like say about 12 to 15 years. I really didn't count it. I really didn't count, but I just know that I was longer than I wanted to go and be there, and I didn't ever doubt that I'd wind up being, homeless because I wasn't raised, to be like a failure and to be on the street. I was always been competitive, and then all of a sudden, I just don't know. I got on this drugs, I got on this alcohol. Started following people that I ain't had no business uh, uh, being with. Getting in the car, uh, being with folks that didn't have. Uh, Nowhere to go, but they just wanted to they couldn't take it out here on the street. You know, they all they were state raised. From juvenile all the way up to adulthood, and being locked up, and they come out on the street, for a few weeks or a few months, and then the next thing you know, they in the street. I mean, they in the, they locked up in some kind of either the county jail, a parish prison, or or the prison. The the Department of Corrections. I have 12 affirmations that I try to live by on a daily basis, and number one is that I have a positive self image. Number two, I believe in myself and my abilities. Number three, I define my purpose and my reason for living. Number four, I think positively with faith and understanding that I can realize my purpose. Number five, I constantly visualize my purpose, seeing it clearly in my mind's eye. And six, I always focus on the positive. Seven, I have the confidence and the courage to be inner directed. Eight, I take possession of my mind in such strength or degree that my emotions, my instincts, and my body are under my control. Number nine, I always act in the present. I do it now. And number 10, I have a plan for my success. Number 11, I persist in my efforts with unshakable faith in my own ability. And number 12, I execute my plan and produce the desired results. Now, having a positive self-image is much better than having a negative. Like I'm saying to myself, I can't make it, I can't do it. I'm gonna lose. I'm not gonna be a success at this thing. Uh, that's They say correct diagnosis is half the cure. So so I need to have a positive image of myself. You should have one. I ain't gonna say you need to have one because I've been taught that I should keep stuff on myself. But if you don't have a positive self-image of yourself, you should uh, uh, write one down. Put uh, uh, make a portrait of yourself as being uh, handsome if you're a male, beautiful if you're a female, uh, fine. There's a partner had his name was Commodore. We used to be around chewing the fat, and they say, yeah, you know, baby's fine, yeah, and she's cute too. So being fine and being cute is two different things, but they when they're put together, they much more pleasant to be around and to see, and the aesthetic is very wonderful to to be around. You know, defining my purpose and my reason for living. Because if I don't, somebody else, I'm going to live somebody else's purpose. If I don't have one, somebody gonna have one for me, and that's what the problem is today, and it's been most of my life. Uh, Say it's the 60 out of the 77 years. I If you're going to work for somebody else, they got you doing what they want to do, and they're treating you like a kid, treating you like you some kind of minor, rather than being an adult. Uh, you don't have a purpose. Like you say, if you don't have no way to, no point uh, to look forward to going to, somebody else will give you a direction to go, and going in their direction, you may make them solid, make them winners, make them rich, make them wealthy, and you steady be poverty, and being getting talk bad about. Hey, I'm gonna write you up because you don't want to do what I say, come in on the time I say to come in, and hey, it's about time out for that. Now I'm 77. My like I say, I'm closer to going out than I am coming in. But I'm saying this is for some of you newer people, you teenagers, you say anywhere from, I'll say double digits, from 10 years old on the way up into where I'm at. You know, the faster you jump on it, it's just like getting insurance. Because the younger you get insurance, the the cheaper it is for you to cover yourself. The premiums is not as high, and you can, like you say, you for 50 100 for $50,000 you pay $30 a month. Uh, uh, if you're below 30 years old, but if you around 60, shit, hell, that shit is a hundred something dollars. You know. So hey, the faster you get on it, it's like there was a commercial. I think it was you can pay me now or you can pay me later. It was it was an oil filter. I'm not going to say their name because it's not up to me to be giving them no ad ad money. But if you remember that commercial, you can pay me now. You can pay me this $4.95 for this oil filter, or you can pay me this $2,000 this uh, for this uh, transmission. You know, so hey, that's a little that's I didn't went off on a tangent there, but yeah, think have a purpose and a reason for you for yourself to be alive, and then think positive with faith and understanding that I can realize my purpose. Man, hey, the more you put it in, the more you say, I can, I can, and I will, and I'm going to, the closer uh, uh, and the stronger the buildup that you have to make that happen for yourself. You know, um, I remember like when I was about 28 and I was going to college to take up theater arts, and you know, it's amazing to me that I was focused on doing that, and even without a car, I was going up a hill, and we didn't have public transportation uh, in the city that I was in. I had a partner of mine. I pay him some money for some gas, and we go up the hill, and uh, I got into about 10 plays. I was an extra, and this is back in the late '70s. I'm trying to get back in because I'm looking at a whole lot of people that haven't even had no training. They just, they they getting all the work, and I figure that I need to get something out of what I do know how to hit the mark. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. What is it? Number 5. I constantly visualize my purpose, seeing it clearly in my mind's eye. The 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 more you can crystallize something in your mind or in your heart, you can see it. Like I said, if I can see it, I can make it happen. It becomes real. It becomes true. You know, the universe uh, it steps towards you to take it from the invisible into the visible. And that has happened. I've seen things like that happen in my life. And like I said, even though I slipped and fell, and fell for a long time, I haven't been homeless in a long time. I haven't been homeless. You know, I'm currently my 831st day of semen retention. Some people will say celibacy, but I can't just say celibacy because I do have a wife. But what I am is that I'm not throwing out my seed. So and that's helping to build my body, and perhaps I'll make it come to fruition. What I took a class called sociology of gerontology. It said that if you make it to the age of 75, you got a good chance of making 90. Now that's if you're trying to take care of yourself, eating right, uh, drinking right, like the drinking the right, well, like water and juices, and I guess I'm an alcoholic, so I can't have alcoholic beverages. I'm 34 years sober. My sobriety date is August the 11th of 1991. So I got over 12,000 consecutive days of not picking up a drink, hit, fix or anything of that sort. But I haven't, I haven't been throwing out my seed. I haven't been doing any PMOs, and what that is pornography, masturbation, and orgasm. I haven't done any of those things. That's why this is an adult and not a kid's video. All right, number 6, I always focus on the positive. Well, I say that is something that's an affirmation I say to myself, and I'll say 95% of the time, I'm focusing on the positive. I'm focusing on because the negative gonna pop up every now and then, and it's to fight the good fight of faith. You heard me say something about faith, and number 4, thinking positively with faith and understanding that I can realize my purpose. Well, uh, I have to have the faith, that to focus on doing the right thing. I have the confidence and the courage to be inner directed. That's doing prayer and meditation. That's another way of saying I do prayer and meditation. I'm inner focused. I'm inner directed. I'm going into my prayer closet, so to speak, and asking the creator, the social entity, the spiritual entity to infuse me with uh, being able to do the right thing, say the right thing, doing the right thing, and at the right time in the right place. I got to mix that all up together, and that brings out a ball of success. Okay, now take possession of my mind in such strength or degree. This is number 8. I take possession of my mind in such strength or degree that my emotions, my instincts, and my body are under my control. Once again, I have to throw the seeds of success into my mind. Otherwise, the weeds of failure are going to grow. So I need to take possession. I have to be looking, guarding my heart. That's it says in some place, and I'm trying to keep it off of being such a like a religious thing, but there is a scripture that says for you to guard your heart. Guarding your heart is guarding your mind, guarding my mind, so that I'm taking control of it, as powerfully as I can, asking this creative mind to give me the power, the strength, the will, and the might, to do what I can do to be a productive member of society, and to be of maximum service to my fellows. All right. So that my emotions just don't be out there where somebody can just step on them. And the next thing I do, rather than responding, I react, and I react in a way that I'll be put under suspension, uh, either placed in jail. But but the furthest thing you can go if your emotions are in the wrong place, the guy can wind up having a toe tag, and that is something that we all we all don't need. We don't need for ourselves, and we don't need for our family members to be going around, crying, weeping, and 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 grieving behind us, uh, not having control of our emotions and our instincts, cause us to be, where we don't need to be. And like I say, that's being locked up, beat up, toe up. We want to be, like I said, we want to be winning. We want we want to be on the winning side, the winning team, and we want to have folks be happy to see us when we come. Not, uh, here, man, here come this egg, here come this fool. We don't want them saying that. At least I don't want them saying that. And and I'm eligible to have that happen to me. Because I'm human. But because I'm human, I don't need to have myself put in a predicament of where that's liable to happen rather than not liable to happen. Okay. So, and I always act in the present is number 9. I always act in the present. I do it now. Doing that's not working in a state of procrastination, because you when we procrastinating, we setting ourselves up for failure. It just don't happen. We can have it in our head as much as we want. We can even say it out of our mouth as much as we want. But if we don't take action or walk toward uh, what our purpose, our plan, our aspiration, that was what we are inspired to do, man, ain't no cake gonna be baked. Number 9 is I have a plan for my success, so we got to have one. Uh, I plan. I'm planning to win. I plan to win by study. I have a lot of books I study. I I talk to people who are like-minded, and I be around a lot of people that's not like-minded. But I have a plan, and I try not to get uh, rolled off my plan. I try to stay in my square and try to make it happen, Captain. Uh, woo. I persist in my efforts. This is number 11. Uh, and I have a plan. Okay. Number 11, I persist in my efforts with unshakable faith in my own ability. See, it don't happen all the time. It don't happen as fast as I want it to all the time. Sometimes it happens with the speed and impact of we used to say a telegram, but I'll say it happens with the speed and impact of an email. It comes fast as the speed of thought. The speed of thought says it travels at 24 billion uh, miles per second, which makes the speed of light look like a cripple. So the speed of light being 180 2,000 point 250 feet per second or something. So 186,000, 24 billion, that's way, way ahead. I don't even know how many times more quicker thought is over light, but let's think about it. Uh, then after I get to that, I execute my plan and produce the desired results. Uh, there's a lot of stuff that not so much a lot, but I'm waiting on a company. Been waiting on them since uh, December to contract me. Like I said, I'm a licensed insurance agent in the state of California. I've been trying to contracted with this company, and because of something that happened April this month, 1985, are receiving stolen goods charge. These people want to send me through all kind of hoops and loops and backflips and it's man, it's incredible. It's unbelievable. But hey, it's their company. It's not so much their company. It's the person that's that's looking at it. You know, he or she. They got some kind of there's something wrong with them people. That's all I'm gonna be able to say because anytime 40 something years, 4 decades, you know, when is a guy being paid for uh, his crime? It- when does a guy when is enough enough? It, if you got if I'm asking you people who are out there listening to me or looking at me, and I'm tell me your thoughts on when you think is enough. And also, I like to also say that what I like to say is, you know, I never say subscribe. Can you subscribe so that a old nigga could get better at doing this? It's like swimming. When I first jumped in the swimming pool, I didn't know how to I didn't know how to swim, but I can stroke now. I took a class also in college where the final was to swim for an hour, and that's what we had to do: the Australian crawl and the backstroke and the breaststroke, and it was 8 different strokes, and I passed, but I wouldn't have passed on the first day. So hopefully, I've said something that'll help somebody out. This is a little longer than I normally do. I'm gonna write some things down in the future so that I could be more. It could be more coherent, more cognizable, more uh, more put together. Yeah, because right now it's not as professional as I'd like it to be. And I'm a Libra. And they say Libras, we are professionals. We like to have things done. Good, great, even. So hey, thank you all. I appreciate you. Hope to see you next time. And I hope you subscribe. Somebody subscribe. Let me see in the analytics the next time that I have, some subscribers. And I'll try to bring something here, man. I'll try to bring something for you that's gonna for people who can't read and all that. I like for to help them to be able to read. That don't mean just looking at the word and mouthing the word. That means that looking at the word, understanding the word, comprehending the word, and saying the word that somebody else can understand. The word that we purport to understand. Have a lovely evening. Bless you. God bless you. Have a truly great night. And I'll say good night. Bye bye.